Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. So here on this channel what we do is we talk about coins. We primarily focus on rare and valuable United States coins. Each coin each year seems to have a very cool history behind it. So I'll kind of narrate to you what my research has provided and share with you some coins that are part of my collection and tell you what to look for in your very own collection. So what we have up top is we have a couple of nickels, and then on the bottom we have some German Pfeffing coins, which are all dated 1950. So in doing today's research for the video, I was looking through a coin collecting forum, forums.collectors.com. One of the discussion threads was about the 1950 Denver Mint United States nickel. So I decided to look through my very own collection for that 1950D nickel and see if I actually had one. Turns out I do not. And the reason behind that is a kind of an interesting story. So these ones right here will be saved for the foreign showcase at the end of the video. I like to do that whenever I can. I bring in some related coins from other countries to get people kind of excited about international coins in addition to the United States coins that I share on the channel. So we'll save those German coins for the end of the video. Now let's get back to the 1950. So I've got a 1951 in front of you right here. This is the closest that I could find to that 1950D. And I have two coins in the back right here, one from the San Francisco Mint and one from the Denver Mint. So this just illustrates where that D mint mark would be on the reverse of the 1950. Here's kind of a magnified version of where you will look for that mint mark. All right, now let's get into the reason why the 1950D is so rare. It's so valuable. So in 1950 at the Denver Mint, there were only 2,630,030 of these coins produced. In addition to that, there is some talk on the forums that a few coin collectors out there actually hoarded up to 100,000 of them. So that's why if you were around in the 1950s and the 1960s or 70s, you might have had a very hard time finding that 1950D nickel. In addition to the very low mintage at the Denver Mint of 2 million, there were also only 9 million that were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Here's an interesting story that someone posted. According to Dave Burrows' book on numismatic hoards, there were a couple of dealers who got their hands on something like 100,000 of the 1950D nickels through their local banks in the early 1950s. They were very careful in their distribution of the coins, which allowed the price to stay high throughout the 1960s. One of those dealers claimed that he was able to build a house from the profits he made from the 1950D nickel. Now, it seems like most of those have made their way back into circulation. However, the prices on them are still very high. If you go into eBay, you look through the recently sold search and you search for 1950-D nickel, here are the top results that you'll see. On August 17th, 2018, a uncirculated D Mint 1950 Denver Mint nickel sold for $29. August 5th, 2018, one sold for $32. August 8th, one sold for $39. So those are all in the raw condition as well. So that's worth pointing out. These ones that are selling for $29, $32, and $39 have not been graded officially by a coin grading agency. So you can see that they're valuable even in the raw condition. Now they do have very good pictures of them that show that what you're actually bidding on. There are some that have sold for kind of $8, $10, and those are just the ones in the coin flip that have a little bit more wear and tear than the ones that are selling for the $20s to $30. So that's essentially the reason. We can all learn some lessons behind that. I imagine if you were around in 2010 when the Mint released the 2009 nickel mintages, you probably hoarded some of them as well. Now, if you were smart and were able to get to bank and pick up those 2009s, you were probably made a decent profit, especially if you were able to release them slowly over time. So the 2009 nickels are notorious for being rather low mintage. Now they aren't low like the 2 million and the 9 million of the 1950s. However, they're 39 million and 46 million for 2009, drastically lower than the 200, 300, 400 million at the time. So if you've got your hands on rolls of 2009 Philadelphia or Denver Mint nickels, you can sell those for a profit, certainly. You might want to hold on to some of them yourself and sell them over time, or you could just sell them now and cash out. As I talked about in other videos, those are definitely valuable as well. So we won't get into the specifics of what the 1950D nickel looks like. It's pretty simple. It will look like all your other nickels, and it won't have any silver in it, just your kind of standard copper nickel clad. All right, let's swap into the foreign showcase. So what we've got right here is we have a 10, a 10, 5, 2, and a 1 Pfeffing coin from Germany. Now, I don't know too much about the foreign coins, so what I usually do in the foreign coin showcase is just kind of talk to you briefly about the design and the mintage. Now, all of these have the same design on this side of the coin right here, so we'll only need to really talk about that once. So what you're looking at right here is the the obverse, which features a oak seedling. And these coins right here were predominantly made from 1950 until 2001. So 1950 is the first year of production. Generally speaking, with coins, the first year of production, the mintages are much higher than the other years. Now, Germany is like the United States in that they have different mints. So the A mint mark represents Berlin, D for Munich, F for Stuttgart, G for Karlsruhe, and J for Hamburg. As far as the mintages go, there are 393 million made at the Denver Mint, at the D mint mark in 1950, 584 at the F, 309 million at the G, and 402 million at the J. So there are billions of these 10 Pfeffing coins that were produced. Here's where you'll see the mint mark right here at the top. So you'll see that G. So there are billions of these made. There are, 500, 400 million made at each mint. Billions in total for the year. So let's just quickly look through. Here is a 10 Pfeffing. Here's a 5 Pfeffing, and I'll give you the mintages on this one right here. We'll stick to just the D mint, just so we can be consistent across the year. So the 10 Pfeffing had 393 million at the D mint. The 5 Pfeffing, 271 million at the D mint. Now let me swap out into the 2 Pfeffing right here. The 2 Pfeffing had 26 million made at the D mint. And the 1 Pfeffing, which is a very, very small coin, we see 1950 at the bottom right there. Flip it over. This one is J. But for the 1 Pfeffing coin at the D mint, there are 772 million. For size comparison, if you're from the United States, here is the size comparison and compared to a Lincoln penny. The 1 Pfeffing coin is smaller. And if you're from Europe, here is the size comparison in compared to a 1 euro coin. Now the euro coins and cents replaced the Pfeffing as Germany joined the European Union and the Eurozone for trading coins. All right, everyone, that's all that I've got for you today. Hopefully you learned some interesting facts about the 1950 Denver Mint Jefferson nickel. If you've been wondering why you haven't been able to get your hands on one of them, that is because there were only 2 million that were made, and they were hoarded by a few coin dealers and coin collectors, so they might even still have some today. We also took a look at some other coins from 1950. These German Pfeffing coins. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you've got any feedback for me, feel free to let me know in the comment section. If you're still watching at this point and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I really appreciate that. It helps boost the numbers on the channel and helps you stay in touch about new videos that are coming out. Thank you very much, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy!